What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And it's good to see the market actually running. Yes, we did have a miniature gap up Sunday night, and we continue to run today. A lot of good things, good things looking good, but we are not in the clear quite yet, but we are getting there. And before we get started, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already so you can get more videos like this. But we like to talk about stock market, everything stock market. Being said, the stock market, like I said, was running today. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the charts today. Because right now, between TLT and the stock market itself, I am recording this at 5:30, so the market's just been closed for about an hour and a half ish, give or take 10 minutes there. But nonetheless, SPY looking good. It did come out, like I said, it gapped up a little bit overnight, which was nice to see, which was expected because TLT made a rebound Friday. I think everybody just didn't want to hold over the weekend. That's why we had a dramatic sell-off on Friday. But being said, we gapped up, like I said, and then we just popped right up and we started running today. There's a lot of resistance on the daily and a lot of the different stocks because of essentially the flush down. But we are closing up back over the 20, which is a good thing. The thing I'm concerned about here is this trend line. And this is why I said we're not out of the woodworks yet. Really depends on tomorrow. If we can open up above this trend, we're going back to all-time highs. And the reason for that being is the market is strong. Yes, people are waiting on stimulus. Yeah, there's a lot of talks about stimulus possibly not being as much. They may be knocking some of those payments down. I think ultimately we are still good. There's just a strength in the market. I think if that does come out, that for whatever reason the stimulus gets adjusted as far as numbers, I think there'll be a little bit of a pullback, but I don't think there'll be as much as a lot of people would like to think. Again, inflation and all that, I get that, rates, everything. Okay, we've had this conversation, right? The ultimate thing to understand here is that everything is solid. It's not going to happen all right now. Yes, some black swan could come out and take us down, but right now there's no news out there to take us down. There's nothing out there other than the rates. The rates are being adjusted. The rates are being pushed up because, inflation, but it's ultimately because of the fact that we're still dealing with the COVID thing. So it's everything's kind of just, to be honest, has been really wacky, to say the least, right? But with that being said, now is not the time. And I've talked about this before. I expected that we would have some kind of correction. We've had that. A lot of stocks, like I've said, have gone down like 30-some%. Even SPY has gone down 4%, which isn't a lot. I mean, we had a correction like that earlier, just a couple of weeks ago. But that is February. It's normal for February. It's about another 4 or 5. So being said, I mean, this is actually still pretty bullish, right? As long as we can break above this trend, which is ultimately what we're looking for. It depends on our daily candle tomorrow, but all-time highs at that point. And I think we could run. We have a lot backing us. Even if we don't get stimulus, I think the market is still extremely bullish, right? People still have tons of savings. People still have are going back to work. People are, it'll be summertime coming up, spring is coming up, all this stuff is coming up. People are ready to get out and spend some money. They've been locked away, right? We've all been locked away. We'd like to get out and spend a little bit of money. So again, I think we do pop over this tomorrow and continue running. How high? I'm not quite sure. I mean, it's a pure guess on how high we go, but I'm pretty certain that we are going to run quite a bit. I mean, everything is bullish in my opinion. Again, there's a lot of people talking crash, 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 and rates, and that's all you hear, and that's why this fear is coming in here, fear mongering, and this is why we're getting these crazy drops for no reason. Given, right, we had a really bullish run, so you can't really complain about this. This is normal. If you haven't seen this, if you're new to the market, this is normal. These pullbacks are normal. So don't think that this is not normal and that we're going to just crash. We don't have a major crash every single year. That's not going to happen. We have corrections, yes. I know everybody keeps talking about a correction. A lot of these stocks, again, tech is taking a major hit. Tech is taking a 30+ hit. That's a huge hit in tech. But being said, QQQ, same thing. It did break this trend, but then you have another trend line coming up. It did break over the 200, all positive signs. It's actually really nice to see QQQ finally get some steam, but not just QQQ. Apple leading the way. I know they started opening all their stores in the U.S. I think kind of helped fuel this pop up over the 200. It's good to see Apple moving like this. Tesla today also moving. So those are two leaders in tech are pushing hard, which is a very good sign, because once tech starts running, then we're really going to start pushing the market back up. And the good thing to see is, again, a lot of value stocks, airlines started pushing again today too. So you're seeing value stocks do the same. Let's click back to TLT real quick. People started panicking a little bit today with this TLT pullback, but it held well. That's a higher low. Again, depending on how we open tomorrow. Hopefully we can gap up over this 200 is what we're looking for, and allow us to continue to run. Bitcoin is also at a good higher low here. It could be a lower high, just depending, but in my opinion, it's a higher low, right? We're starting to push back up. Looking for a reverse on Bitcoin. Again, for me tomorrow, I think I'm looking at big tech. There's a lot of tech, especially if Tesla, I'll be scalping Tesla. When Tesla moves, I like to scalp Tesla a lot. So I think that's going to be my primary scalp. I did take some positions today. I added a little bit to Palantir, and then I also jumped back in U and in DM as well. I like their setups. I think they'll really run, but we'll have to see. They're lagging behind, but it's good. Again, it's good to see Apple and Tesla leading the way. That's typically what happens with the big tech. That's why I like the big tech. They start moving before a lot of the mid cap and smaller caps start moving. Again, they lag, right? So you'll see a boost in the smaller caps, mid cap stocks, and then when big tech rolls or the large cap stocks start rolling over, that slowly trickles down to the mid and small cap as well. But again, right now, that's what I was looking at today. Again, Tesla looks good. We ultimately still want it over this 200. If we can get, what we really want to do is break this. This 737 has been a tough break here. So and you got the 200 sitting on top of it. So my guess is if we don't gap over this tomorrow, we hit that, we push against that, maybe go sideways tomorrow, and then possibly gap, hopefully gap at that point. We'll have to see. Again, QQQ looks good, but we still have a lot of, we have this other resistance, this other trend line we want to break. Being said, it's just a trend, but this resistance is up here, so we still need to break that resistance nonetheless. Square, I almost took Square today. Kind of wish I hadn't gotten out of that position earlier, but it's all good. It popped up and it looks good. It looks like we're ready to run. Square's got a lot of room to run back. Very much cult following, and it did have a lot of upgrades at 330, so just keep that in mind. Not saying it will hit that, but ultimately we still need a break. It's good to see this up over, because normally penetrating through the 200 isn't so bad. It's normally when you come down to break through the 200 is a little bit harder to do. Airbnb, I've been watching this all day like a hawk. I wanted it down here at this 180 mark. It just would not come down. It looked like it was going to this morning. It came down pretty sharp, but Airbnb is still on watch. I want to get in this one. I'm hoping it comes down a little bit more before it starts moving again, but we'll have to see on that one. Again, Apple looks good. Looks really good, actually. We'll have to see. There was rumor about them buying a lot of Bitcoin too over the weekend, but I haven't seen anything else come from that. It was all just rumor, I suppose, but I have to see on that one as well. Facebook looking strong. All big tech is looking good. BYND, I know they had some mess ups with, I guess they were doing something with shares. I don't remember what exactly it was, but nonetheless, that's why we had this major sell off, but it looked like it kicked back up. Hopefully that comes back down. Spot looking good. A lot of these are looking good. A lot of the tech is actually looking good. Etsy, I completely missed this one. This one popped today. I wasn't even watching this one today. Disney, looking good. Again, could be good for recovery. That might have been the dip buy that we had last Friday. I have to see. Used looking really good in my opinion. Setup, that's why I got back into it. I do like this setup. I have this nice gap here, run to 200. Then once we get over that, then we have a lot of room to run at that point. We do have, again, resistance up here, obviously, at the 126, which was one of my previous entries before. Then you also got the 138 and then back up. So that's why I like you. So Palantir, this is obviously one of my favorite ones. It is setting up nice. It had a nice pop, but as soon as it hit that resistance at 25.96, it just, the sellers were obviously there today. Again, everything is set up really good to break wedges. Palantir is, again, looking like one of those it looks like it's ready to break this wedge tomorrow and start shooting back up. NNDM, like I said, I got on this one too. Same thing. It looks like it's ready. I wouldn't be surprised if we gap over this tomorrow and just start running. Again, we have 200 there, so we're not just going to gap over all this, but just over the trend would be nice. Fastly, I do like Fastly. I almost took this today. I wanted to hold off just because of the market. The market in general, I don't want to take, again, too many positions. I think that's what I did previously, is I took too many positions too fast, and then we had that sell-off. Right now, I want more of a confirmation, so I'm still mostly cash and a lot of stuff. But ultimately, that's why I held off on Fastly. Nano Dimensions, it has earnings, not looking at it till after. Again, not one of my favorites. High Tide pulled up today. Should have actually gotten this one because I've been looking at it, but it is what it is. Just trying to go after the more high conviction trades. ALLM, I do really like this company. I've debated on taking a position when it gets down here to this. It's been holding well at this 143 mark. Something I'm looking at. Again, will depend. I think there would be better plays once the market starts moving again. Planet 13, I do really like this. I do have a buy order, but it hasn't come down. Now at this point, if it does break down, it might be going a little bit lower than that. So I'm definitely watching this one. I do want to get a good position in this and hold this one for the year. Very good butcher still in this one. Started pushing up just before the close of bell. We got earnings in April, I believe. So we still got another month, but we might actually start getting some action back up to the upside. Evogen, I was in this one. I did sell it when it popped today. Has earnings coming up. We might actually get a gap up on this tomorrow. But I didn't want to be in it for earnings. CRNT, it's not ideal right now. It could come back down. I get it that 430 mark. If you can come back down in there, I'd like to grab some of that. Not watching that. Riot, I think I missed Riot today after this pop because Bitcoin looks good right now. Bitcoin's going to start running. Let's see here, TSIA. End phase actually looks really good, to be honest. If it dips back down here and retests at 200, it'd be a good entry. Again, depending on the market. Ultimately, I'm waiting for the markets. That's why this time I've been more delayed on getting in. I want extra confirmation before I start getting in on anything. This actually looks, if we can break this, which has got a ways, it's got a lot of resistance there. NIO, looks like it tanked. I know a lot of people are about NIO, but there's just so many red flags for me. That's why I don't play it. I think, again, EVs have really been pumped. Same with Lucid. A lot of this stuff has just been pumped. Bluebird still doing really well, holding really well. NGA, a lot of garbage right now. I think the acquisition was actually supposed to happen recently. I haven't seen anything on that, but Proto Labs, 3D printing is actually holding really well here. Might be worth a leap. It seems like 3D printing definitely goes in cycles. I mean, I know everything is rotating, but normally it has these long bases. So if this continues to hold here, I'll definitely be watching. I know SSYS had earnings too, and I think they didn't do as good because I think they tanked. But Walmart, I still like to do something with Walmart. It's holding 131. Again, if the market starts going up here, it might be a good play. I do like Walmart. I'd like to try to get back into Walmart, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Space, I'm starting to like Space. I think it's consolidating well. If it actually comes back down into this 35.85, would be a good entry for me. I'm trying to think. Amazon's been torched. I didn't realize it was down to 3,000. Google's still been holding. Shop took a bit of a hit, but it's not. I'm not sure about that one. Cost. Home Depot, no. Roku had some kind of good news because it actually took off today. Pins, no. Dropbox, no. Snap, no. Snap is getting really tight, actually. Looks like it's starting to form a wedge there. ZM had great earnings, crushed it, took off. TDoc, no. Win, sideways. See, some value stocks are starting to slow down, but tech, you can tell tech is starting to pick up a little bit here, which is a good sign because tech has been pretty dead for the past, I want to say 3 weeks. It's been a while. That being said, let's see what else we got here. IQ, I think most of these, CR, WWE had a nice push today. I wasn't even watching this. I don't know if I would have took a re-entry. I don't like when it falls in all this, all these EMAs and everything, and then kind of gets caught up because, it's just not clean. Not messing with that. Let's see, AMC looks like it wants to push up. Have to see. Got earnings on the 2nd, so we got earnings tomorrow night on AMC, GME. GME actually looked good, but I'm not paying $100 for GME. That's just my opinion. You can do whatever you want. This is not financial advice. Oh, Baidu had some crazy split announced today. I think it was something like 200 something to 1 or something. I've never seen a crazy split like that before, but it is what it is. So yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Not a long video today, but I think there's some good signs in the market. Everything looks like it's bouncing well. Big tech looks like it's bouncing well. Once we get big tech rolling and some of these other value stocks are rolling, I think we are in for a big bull run for the next 2 months. Looking like, again, my prediction coming in, my prediction, I don't believe I think there'll be a major correction once this thing is all done. The thing is, it takes time. Being said, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. We just had a V-shaped recovery from a pandemic. But with that being said, there's not going to be any crazy correction at the time. I can see it happening end of year, possibly even early, probably this time next year. I could see that happening. But as far as between now and October, I would say we were probably pretty good, especially now in April. I think we're going to be really good. Then when you start going in June, July, you might see a little bit of selling then. But I think if there's going to be a massive correction or something like that, it would probably be more in October. maybe even November. I mean, it's really hard to tell. And then you got the Xmas rally. So I guess it really just depends on how everything plays out. There's a lot of changes going on in our society in general with Bitcoin and the digital era. The internet and everything is changing a lot, dramatically fast. And I think it's changing more than a lot of people understand, than even our own governments understand. But being said, yeah, so for tomorrow, big tech, that's what I'm looking at. Tesla, against some of my laggers, Palantir, NNDM, and I think are going to they're lagging right now. It's only a matter of time before they shoot up, I believe. Again, we're still not completely out of the danger zone, but we are close. We can see the light. Don't make any irrational decisions. Manage your risk. And until next time, guys, take care.